What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy JD Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris Strong. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah!
DBTV. Chris Strong, man. Yo, born, let's get him, man. Yeah. Right now. Never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business, this my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate. But it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap's door off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turned in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the roast. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you can be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best, if you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair. BTBTV. Just ain't fair, man.
Gronk speaking.
Great news, Gronk. You're going to be in the FanDuel Super Bowl commercial.
So I just lift up my phone and say, new FanDuel customers bet $5, win one.
What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy JD Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris Strong. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah!
Yo, Born. Show them how we do this, man. BTBTV. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. BTB TV. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Rah. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My one's on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The okie doke, we don't go for that. All she wrote, another tale from the street. Death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost try and haunt your soul. Another tale from the street. Homicide the folks who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street. Black Mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays, your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, on him running, get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss. We can hit the talking with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe. Who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to they like movie, curtain closed. Yeah, BTBTV. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get 'em. Let's get 'em. Kaz, we up in here, man. Hood famous. You're born. Show them how we do this, man.
Hey, yo, this your boy.
A lot of people.
So you're. Why is it your grocery order?
Yo, peace to the 5% Nation. God serve. Salam alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Rahmatullah to all my true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is the King of New Jersey. BTBTV. We bully the bullies. And today the bully we gonna bully is Wack 100. Wack No 100. Wack the Pillow Biter 100. We got the Storm and Roll show. We got Mika up here. Wack's ex-boyfriend / girlfriend, the one who used to bend Wack over, put 3 fingers behind her, do the come here motion. The one who caught Wack banging out a transgender on FaceTime and never said nothing. Now, Wack 100, the guy who disrespected Nipsey Hussle. And everybody thinking Nipsey Hussle was all that flim flam. Well, really, Wack 100 was all that him flam. You dig what I'm saying? So, yo, we can go to it, man. And I'm going to let y'all hear Mika on the Storm and Roll show from the beginning. And we're gonna go through the dialogue about it. So right now, this is Mika on Storm and Roll, and she's flaming Wack 100.
Your fingers in my eyes.
Storm and Roll.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm supposed to be professional. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so he was like, I want you to stick your fingers in my eyes. And I was like, but it's going to be boo-boo coming out, you know? And he was like, that's what I want to see. And I was just like, what the, you know? It threw me back too. I was like, nah, you ready for that, right? So basically, he was just like, okay. He put the lube on my finger. And he was just like, he bent over. And he told me, he says, now stick one finger. So I put one finger. And then he was like, okay, now put 2 fingers. And I put 2 fingers. I thought that was it. But he was just like, okay, now slide one more finger. So now I'm like, yeah. So I'm like this, right? And he says, now turn your fingers around and make a come here motion.
Oh, he wants you to stroke that prostate. You know what? Wow.
It's a Storm Show. Ay, it's a Storm Show.
Okay. All right. We're recording. So, Mika, tell the people a little bit about your show and Cocktails with Mika and what you do.
Okay, so I have a podcast, and it's called Cocktails with Mika, but it's not what you think. You hear cocktails, you think alcohol.
Right.
Not really. It's more like cocktails and knowledge. We have like iron sharpening iron conversation. You know, we address Black social issues, relevant current events, things like that. More, but it's really adult conversation and mature conversation.
You had an encounter or you knew Wack 100 in some kind of way. Now, Wack 100 is always in something. So I'm just like, okay, what did he do now?
I got one around when niggas don't see him. No, we ain't trying to run with him. You know, we just knock me out and don't see him. No, we gotta get out. No.
Oh, dropped him.
Woo! Get out.
Oh.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
Hey, get his plate.
Get all that.
Get his fucking plate.
Get all that. You touch me, nigga. You tried to rush me, nigga. Yeah, get out.
Damn.
And what are y'all talking about?
What do you mean? You was standing in Hollywood? She wasn't staying in Hollywood?
Where were you?
Manager, Miss Manager, was she not staying in Hollywood? Are you gonna keep it real? When we met this young lady, was she not staying in Hollywood? Like, come on, somebody got to keep it real. You over there, you know better. You telling me she wasn't staying in Hollywood?
What y'all doing?
What do you do now? Let us know how you actually knew Wack 100.
We I don't know how to describe it. He wasn't my boyfriend. He said he was, but I guess we had a situationship, you know?
Okay.
So how that all started, excuse my voice, I'm kind of hoarse.
You're fine.
How that all started, it was like I was on Clubhouse. I went on Clubhouse looking for NBA Youngboy because he had disappeared off Instagram. I heard in a song where he said he'd be on Clubhouse. So I followed him on Clubhouse. He was boring when I went on Clubhouse, you know, so I was like, I'm about to go start seeing what Clubhouse is about. Found it's in New York rooms, you know, Wack 100 jumped in there. I'm from LA, but I never knew who Wack 100 was, ever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I never had any knowledge about his connection with the game, Blueface, none of that. I just heard that he was just this big person on this app that caused a lot of this commotion, you know? So my first interaction with him, I kind of like checked him, you know, because I was on somebody's stage moderating and he was just obnoxious and I kind of checked him a little bit. And then so from there, I opened my own room and I was holding a space to talk about those allegations that Snoop Dogg had on him a while back.
Remind us of those real quick.
So when everybody was talking about Snoop Dogg, that white lady that was trying to like get him for rape allegations.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I had covered that, and I had like a huge room, and I guess Wack saw the room in the hallway. He jumped in the room, you know, and started having a conversation with me and everybody else. I was nervous. I'm like, oh my God, Wack in my room, you know. So I know he bring a lot of numbers. So that was our first like real interaction where we had like an adult conversation.
Okay.
He jumped in my back channel and he was just like, he started looking at my Instagram and he was just like, oh yeah, you're good at what you do. Keep doing it. I love your voice, you know, all that kind of stuff. And he didn't initially just go right at me at first. It was a little bit over like the course of a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Then finally he jumped in my DM and he was just like, oh, no. He grabbed my picture off of Instagram and put it as his profile picture. Now, anybody that knows this man on Clubhouse, that's if he puts a woman's picture on his profile, he likes to make it seem like it's light and fun. But no, he put that picture on that profile. He's in your back channel. That's what they call it on Clubhouse, your DM. He's in your DM making passes at you. And that's what he did.
So that's like his way of showing I like this person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So once he did that, he sent me his phone number. And right off the bat, I didn't call him. It was more like texting. I'm like, because I admire his business mind. So I would be texting him like, hey, I'm trying to do this. Should I go this way or that way? You know, that type of thing.
Okay.
And it was cool. And then one day he just FaceTimed me. And then I didn't answer it, you know, because I was in the bed. Like, I'm not about to answer this FaceTime. And he was like, why you didn't answer FaceTime? I said, because, like, how you just going, who said you could FaceTime me, you know? And he was really mannish and passive aggressive. And I won't lie, I liked it because I like, you know, in a man where he knows what he wants and he goes for it. And that's what he was doing. Like I said, I didn't know who he was, so I never Googled him or anything like that at this time.
Okay.
So we started like FaceTiming and talking a little bit. He was like coaching me on how to move and how to create my brand and things like that. He was telling me like, I'm gonna keep saying your name to bring more traffic. People start, you know, bring more attention to you. And he did that. He went further into announcing that I was gonna be a host on his podcast.
What up, Jags?
He had another host.
Yo,
CEO
this broad got a big ass head.
Didn't really get along that well.
She got one of them.
CEO Rick didn't want nobody around.
Tisha Campbell heads for
Wack,
real.
like, oh, he's tripping. He's hating. You know, so Wack like, watch this. And then so he went on Instagram and he posted my picture and he was like, oh yeah, Mika is the new host of the 100 podcast show.
Right.
So from there, we did a couple of interviews. I wasn't in a room. I was more so on Clubhouse, and I was moderating the Clubhouse space while they were doing the interviews in person. So it came to a point where he was gonna interview Savi Third. Savi Third was his artist at the time. So he had told me, he like, when you fly private, he was like, you ain't never flew private, huh? I said no. He said, well, when I put you on this plane, I think he called it Jet X. You know, okay. Jet X is not like, you know, like not like a little baby private jet, but you know, when I say little baby, like it's not like with the baby and all the rappers be riding in.
But it's
like,
still private.
It is private, yes.
Oh, okay.
So, he sent me the ticket. He was like, "Watch, you ain't gonna want to fly public ever again. Watch this, and this, and that." So he was like, when the day came for me to, you know, fly, he was on my phone the whole time, like, hurry up, you better not miss that flight. You know, I Ubered all the way to the airport. And it was like I said, I never flew like this before. So it was really nice. Like I was like 5 minutes till takeoff. I hopped right out the car, went straight in, just showed my ID, no bag check, nothing. Just show your ID, you get right on the plane.
Really?
So it was nice. Yeah, and if I can afford it, I'll fly like that all the time. But so it was like an hour flight. I got there. He picked me up from the airport. And when I got to the airport, like I said, he was there in his little black Range Rover. I got in. Immediately, he drove. He was like, you want to go put your bags down? And I was like, yeah. So he took me to a Hilton Hotel, like across the street from Universal Studios.
Okay.
And I thought I was just going to go put my bags down. However, I guess he had other plans, because as soon as I got in there to put my bags down, he was all like, take your clothes off. And I'm like, I'm shy, you know? I'm like, take my clothes off. So I just sat there, you know? And somebody called his phone, and he on FaceTime. He talking to whoever it is, and I'm sitting on the bed, and he showed them me. He like, I done told her to take her clothes off, and she just sitting there. And I'm like, you know?
Damn.
So, yeah. So he hung up with the person on the phone. And so I was like, okay, let me just get undressed or whatever. And I mean, I was kind of uncomfortable because I'm super shy, but I was just like, I've been on the phone with this man for months, like at least 2-3 months. We've been creating a bond, you know, over the phone and FaceTiming, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't feel too uncomfortable, but it was uncomfortable. So I started to take my clothes off or whatever. And, you know, everything transpired, you know, we had our little session or whatever. And I said I wasn't gonna hold back on this interview, so I'm gonna just tell you everything. Okay. So at first we started off, you know, what most people do, a little oral, him though, he's the giver or whatever, for like a couple of minutes, like 30 to 45 minutes. I was like, whoa. And then
Oh, he was a whole munch.
yeah, like 30, 45 minutes just munching. And then after that, he came up. We did our little situation. But after that, he went and got in the shower. And then I took a shower. But then after I got out of the shower and I was going to go put my clothes on, he was laid out on the
Peace,
bed,
Queen. Peace. Salute.
butt naked, on his stomach,
Jersey Rich. Salute my
yelling
nigga.
at people on
Jersey
Clubhouse.
the building. Stand up.
And I just looked. Mind you,
Matt
before I even went out there,
Mizzo.
his co-host to the podcast,
Mizzo.
his name is CEO Reek. And CEO Reek had told me, he was just like,
Matt
Mika, if
Mizzo.
you messing with this dude,
Mizzo.
I advise you just to get something to cover your own ass, basically. He said, because I walked
You already know, salute, King.
them up, So while I'm there, I totally forgot that Reek said that, right? So when I'm getting out of the shower and I'm pulling my stuff out of my backpack to get dressed, I remember what Reek told me. I heard his voice and I'm like, oh shoot. So while he laying there, I won't hold you. Yeah, I took the picture, right? But then when I took the picture, I'm like, nah, but like he could deny that this picture is him, So I recorded a video so you could hear him talking and moving, So it was like 15-second video, put it up. And I ain't gonna hold you, I was hoping to never have to use it. I recorded it because somebody that was that close to him told me to cover my own ass. So I recorded it, I put it up, and I never looked at it again,
Okay.
And a couple of times I came this close to deleting it. I promise, because I felt hella bad because I was rocking with him, So after that, he had turned around and now I have my clothes on or whatever. But when I put my sweater on, he was like, that's when he turned around and looked at me. He was like, come here. So I walked over to the bed and he was like, remember I told you that I wanted to show you some things that you never done before. And I was like, yeah. And I thought he was like talking about some other stuff because he did some real freaky stuff, but it wasn't nothing out of the ordinary freaky that men and women don't do.
Okay.
So I thought we had already did the freaky stuff that he was supposed to introduce me to, But Storm, this man told me, he said, I want you to stick your fingers in my ass.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be professional. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so he was like, I want you to stick your fingers in my ass. And I was like, but it's going to be boo-boo coming out, And he was like, that's what I want to see. And I was just like, what the, it threw me back too. I was like, not you ready for that, right? So basically, he was just like, okay. He put the lube on my finger. And he was just like, he bent over. And he told me, he says, now stick one finger. So I put one finger. And then he was like, okay, now put two fingers. And I put two fingers. I thought that was it. But he was just like, okay, now slide one more finger. So now I'm like, yeah. So I'm like this, right? And he says, now turn your fingers around and make a come here motion.
Oh, he wants you to stroke that prostate. You know what? Wow. Wow. Oh my God.
And I'm hella embarrassed to even say that, but like going on with my story, you're gonna see why I don't care about saying it today,
Okay.
So I did that. And then, that lasted for a good like 10 or 15 minutes. And surprisingly, when I put my fingers out, I didn't have no boo-boo on there. If it does make you uncomfortable, it was just like some thick, clear substance. And I don't know what the frick that was, but I don't know.
You think maybe he put some lube in there before he came out the bathroom?
I don't know, but my homosexual friend on on Clubhouse told me that you could come out of your butt.
They told me that too, and I did not know that. I did not know that, but they was like, yeah, sometimes you can. Okay. All right.
But the fact that he didn't have there was no boo-boo coming out, I just assumed like, what was that? And then he also told me, he said, usually, when in the LGBTQ community, when they prepare for sexual intercourse, they do what they call like a douche.
Yeah.
Before. And I was just like, bro, if you dushed before, that means you used to doing this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned a lot. He definitely taught me some stuff like he planned it on doing. So after that, I washed my hands.
Bird ass bitch said
He
planned
got
it.
dressed.
Planned it on doing.
We went
planned
to
it
the
or
99-cent store
planned
because
it
after he
on
got out of
doing.
the shower, he didn't have no lotion. Oh yeah, and I skipped the
Big
part.
dumb hood
He
rat.
used my razor to shave his face. Yeah, he was like super relaxed and comfortable with me. I mean, I appreciated it, but so he was using my razor to shave. Then he was like, you got some lotion? I forgot my lotion. So yeah, we went to the 99-cent store to get lotion. Then, and there was a guy in the store that stopped us and he wanted to take a picture with him. So if that guy ever see me, reach out to let these people know I'm not lying. So then we went to the studio. So we went to the studio. That's when like CEO Reek and all the people was there. Savi Third pulled up. We did the interview. It was a great interview at that. But in the middle of before we started the interview, I feel like he was sprung like right off the bat because it was a room full of people that really didn't understand what was going on between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think CEO Reek knew, of course, because he the one told me, if you messing with him, do X, Y, and Z. I never confirmed it to him, but he kind of just observed. So at the studio, Wack could not stop calling me baby. He kept slipping. He kept saying like, baby this, baby that. And I seen Reek and the other dude, Creep, they looked at each other like, and I'm like, you stupid, bro. You just gonna tell everybody,
Right.
So the whole time during the interview, and it's posted on his YouTube, you can see like he's just staring at me the whole interview, like mesmerized, like talking to me, during the whole interview, like in my eyes. And I'm like, is this man sprung already? So after the interview, Savi Third leaves, and we all like a bunch of people from Clubhouse start showing up. We're all drinking, having a good time. I'm on live on Instagram the whole time. I kind of stayed in the back with the producers. It was Creep and the other dude, Young Mackie. I'm on live, so this is documented. We're just in there listening to music, and Wack was like in the middle entertaining the rest of the people.
Okay.
And he took me in his office at one point. He kept coming to get me. Like, Mika, come here. Took me in the office. He like, yeah, this is my office. We closed the door. We talked for a minute. He like, yeah, see my cameras. I could see everywhere up in here. He was kind of just showing off a little bit. And then it was like around, I went back in the back with Creep and them, listening to music and playing foosball. And it got to like 12 o'clock in a.m. And he comes in the studio. He's like, Mika, you ready to go? And on my live, you can hear him coming alive. And he says, you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, bye, live. I hung up and we walked out and got in the car. So when we got in the car, we drove back to the hotel. And he was like, are you hungry? And I was like, yeah, I have been drinking, So yeah, I'm starving at this point. So we get to the hotel. And we meet his business partner because he had been telling me that we had to go to a business meeting.
Okay.
And we meet his business partner, Steve, and we're eating eating dinner. And then Steve walks me to my room because Wack didn't stay, right? He left. So Steve walks me to my room because his room is across the hall. And from my understanding, Wack didn't stay because he don't trust nobody. He's not going to just lay his head with you overnight and he don't know if you're going to set him up or something, But
okay. Because I was like, well, dang, why he, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So he left, came back in the morning at like 8 in the morning. He came back. He ordered me food for breakfast, and then we got busy again. But while we're in the middle of our session, he turns on gay porn. Yeah. And I'm just like, that threw me for a loop, you know? Cause I'm like, why would he throw on gay porn? You know? And then he set it down, he starts like stroking my butt, you know? And I'm just like, no, we're not doing that. And he like, you sure? Like, why not? And I'm like, no, I don't like none of that. I don't like fingers. No, no. And I was adamant about it, so he left it alone. But that was like a red flag for me. And so from there, we just waited a little bit, and then we did get, so then he dropped me off at the airport. Somebody called him talking about somebody was at his studio and he needed to go over there for some reason. So yeah, so he was like, all right, I'm about to drop her off at the airport, you know, I'll be there in like a couple minutes. So we get to the airport, he kissed me, and then he was like, okay, he said, call me when you land. So I get out, get on the plane. Immediately I call my best friend and I'm telling her everything, like, girl,
I know you like, girl, you ain't gonna believe.
I'm like, girl, he turned on gay porn. He had me playing his ass. Like, what the hell? She like, you lying. And I'm like, no, for real. So at that moment is when it was the first time that I ever Googled him. That's when I was like, oh, this nigga got a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
He do.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I didn't even know that. Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's when I seen he had a wife. He had children, you know. You know, at that point, I was telling my friend, I'm like, oh, he got a wife. I seen her Instagram. And I'm like, oh, she cute, you know. I was like, but why every time I talk to him, she's never around? Mind you, Storm, I'm talking to this man. He calls me all hours of the day. And at nighttime, he called me. We stay on the phone till like 6 a.m. You know, fall asleep, wake up like kids on the phone. So
Damn.
I'm like, how the hell do he got a wife? You know? So anyway, so I make it back home. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I make it back home, and immediately, before I even go home, before we even left, before I even get to the airport, he was like, "You want to go to Miami and get your body done?" Yeah.
What?
He basically offered me $25,000 right there
to pay to get your body done.
Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I was like, I don't care. He was like, "You not scared?" I was like, "No." You know, he was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna give you all the information. You just set up the appointment, and then, you know, like that." He's like, "You make sure you take somebody with you, because I can't go with you." And I said, "Okay." So that's why I called my friend. Also, and I told her like, bitch, you gonna go with me, you know, to go do X, Y, and Z, da da da. And she was like, "Yeah." Well, so I get home, and I call him, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm home." Mind you, we didn't use any protection. And from what he telling me, he like, yeah, make sure. He didn't even ask me to make sure I handled anything. He was just like, "Yeah, did you feel me, you know, come inside you?" And all, yeah. And I was just like, "Yeah," you know. And then he was just like, "Okay, well, yeah." And he was like, "You gonna have my baby?" I'm like, "No." So the first thing I did, Storm, I'm not gonna lie, I went and got me a Plan B from across the street from my house and took it, because I'm not trying to have no keeping nigga babies or be the lady stuck with a baby that a nigga don't want, you know?
Smart.
So yes,
Yeah.
I took the Plan B, and I told him I took a Plan B. I was like, "Yeah, I just took a Plan B," and he didn't object to it or nothing. He was just like, oh, "Okay." And from there, we was on Clubhouse like a couple of days later, and this dumb fool goes on Clubhouse. I'm in my room because I use Clubhouse to keep me up at night because I was working nights at the time.
Okay.
He comes into the room, and mind you, once I found out he had a wife, immediately I started talking to somebody else, because I didn't want to, you know, put my feelings into a man that was never going to be mine, you know? So I started talking to this dude from New York, and I actually liked him, I genuinely liked him. So we spent a lot of time on the phone and stuff like that. And I told Wack, I said, yeah, I'm talking to this other dude. And when he saw me again, he went through my phone. He started like going through my phone, looking through my text messages, going through my DMs. And I'm like, why are you going through my stuff? You know, he like, girls, calm down. You know, stop being so paranoid. You need to relax. I don't like that. Relax around me. You know, so yeah, he definitely went through my phone, went through my DMs. He read the messages between me and him, and also one other dude that I was just, you know, just frivolously talking to, never met up with. And then he was like, okay, so to speed up, to rewind it back. So at this time now I'm on Clubhouse at work, and the dude from New York is in my room. And everybody on Clubhouse know that me and him are talking, you know, because nobody is supposed to know about me and Wack. So they can know about this dude, because for me, this is my diversion. So people don't think there's nothing going on with me and him, because me and Wack has started like acting like a married couple on the app, you know? So I didn't want nobody to assume anything. But I did tell the dude I was talking to what happened between me and Wack, because I wanted to be straightforward, because I actually liked him, you know? So he already knew. But I never told him that I actually had sex with him. So he knew I was talking to him. He didn't know I had sex with Wack 100.
Paris Top,
So
peace
Wack
to
comes
God, Paris
into the
Top, peace to
room,
God.
and he just starts acting like a sprung chicken. He's just like, he's like, yeah, Mika came to the podcast, you know, and she had hickeys all over her neck, because he did Wack put hickeys all over my neck. Like, when I say
why would he say that on Clubhouse though?
Because he's like a territorial type of dude. Like he needs everyone to know that I belong to him. Even though he married, it was weird to me too. But this is what he does. He's narcissistic. So he like, yeah, Mika came to the podcast. She had a whole bunch of hickeys on her neck or whatever. Whoever put them hickeys on her neck must have loved her. It was some love behind, it was some feelings behind them hickeys. And he's texting me on the phone while he's speaking. He like, I'm talking to you without them knowing. I'm confessing my love to you. Because the man told me that he loved me. He told me, he said, I want to be weak for you, Mika. That's what he told me.
Wow. What you do? Well, I mean, you told us what you did to that man, but good Lord.
Yeah, like I never had a man tell me nothing like that. So I ain't gonna hold you. I genuinely felt like he was rocking with me, you know. So I was riding for him, because I'm like, dang, like he fucking with me, you know. And anytime I had an issue on Clubhouse, he would pull up like, oh, what y'all talking about her for, you know. So while he's sitting there texting me talking about I'm talking to you without them knowing, he's like, oh yeah, she had some food in her room, and he was trying to make it like I had another dude in my room. I didn't like that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's making it look to the internet like I was out in LA being a whore. You know, like I just had a dude come to my room, you know, when the whole time you the dude that was in my room.
Exactly.
So I'm getting an attitude, you know. I'm just like, bro, be quiet. Like, stop doing all of that. And I'm texting him like you weird. So when I'm saying be quiet, the dude from New York, he like, nah, don't be quiet. Keep talking. Cause he like, she ain't tell me this. So Wack catching on to it. Wack like, why this nigga mad? I thought you was just talking to him on some regular stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, just shut up. He like, nah, get rid of this nigga. And I have the text messages to prove it, because I never erased anything. Like, get rid of this dude, you know. And I'm like, bro, I don't have to get rid of him, because all the stuff you doing, he's not gonna fuck with me now, you know, because you making it look like I'm messing with a dude in LA, some random guy, you know. So he was just like, all right. So the dude from New York, I just got off the Clubhouse for the rest of the night, period. So he calls my phone, and he like, I told you, don't play with me. You ain't to be talking to nobody, which threw me for a loop, because I'm like, if you're married, I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, you know, making sure I'm doing my own thing. He like, don't no nigga want they bitch to be talking to nobody else and X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, all right. So at that moment, he made it clear to me what we were doing. And so later on in the relationship, he made it very clear because he would let me be on the phone with him while his wife was on the phone. And he was talking to her all kinds of crazy, like on his birthday, April 7th of last year.
Damn. Okay.
She threw him a birthday party. And I guess she didn't put no effort into it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was pissed. He was texting me about it, cussing about her, you know, and then he finally called me on the phone. And then I heard her, she comes into the room and she was like, because if you go back and look at his posts on Instagram, you can see his dinner party from his birthday. And you see his wife way on the other side of the room, eating with other men.
Damn.
And he told me, he was like, yeah, that bitch get on my nerve. Like, she already knows she out the door. He was like, she didn't even sit with me. I didn't want to look at that bitch face. Like, this is how he talking. So when she come into the room while we on the phone, I hear her, she like, I know you about to leave me now. Because I forget exactly what she said because it was a while ago. But I remember her saying, I know you about to leave me now because I know you something. I forgot. I just remember her saying, I know you about to leave me now. And he was like, you motherfucking right. He was like, boy, he said, look at that bullshit ass cake, plain ass cake. He was like, but don't worry about it. You ain't gonna be here for the next birthday, is what he told her. And I was on the phone.
Damn.
Yeah. So people, like a lot of women will be like, well, why was you messing with him after you found out he had a wife? He let me know very, very clear that.
Yo, what I want to know is why would you mess with him once you put 4 fingers in his ass and did the come here motion? That's what I want to know. Matt Miller, why would you mess with him?
Weren't they watching gay porn together? This is weird.
No. Hey, watching gay porn. Hold on. Yeah, she might get on him sleep with on him calling her when he was having sex with a tranny. Hold on, let me get to that.
What? Hold on. What did you just say? Yo.
Well, let me find this. Hold on, real quick. No, hold on. I got it right here. It's in this interview. I'm gonna let you see. Well, here we go. Listen.
That was over.
Yes.
It was pretty much over. Okay.
Yeah.
That's gaming
and
them
she
bros.
was never there. I knew she lived in a condo somewhere else. She was never there. Only female I ever heard in the house was like his daughter would come home sometime, you know, or she would already be there when he walking in the house. I'm on the phone because we was always on the phone. He'd come in the house and his daughter was on the stairs like, oh yeah, Dad, I'm here, you know, like that. Never a woman. And I remember he would tell me like, I can't wait to see you cooking in my kitchen, come home and see you cooking in the kitchen and things like that. So he was like basically, and then he had me learning how to book his flights and stuff like that. So if you ask me, it seemed like he was grooming me for something, you know? And I was with it. I ain't gonna lie. I was with it. I was rocking with him. And it wasn't until we had a disagreement on the phone, and then he took it to Clubhouse, and he did that a lot, you know. This is the time when he was getting into it with Hassan Campbell, and Hassan Campbell had just let everybody know that he had recorded Wack 100 saying some crazy stuff about, you know, some other people, and so I'm listening to it, right, and in my room. Me and Wack are not speaking, so he don't want me in his room on Clubhouse. So one of the people in my room sent a burner account so we could stream his audio so we can hear it in my room. So we're listening. Somebody told him we were listening, and he got mad and was like, yeah, Mika's streaming my room right now. You know what? She better get it up, get that burner up out of here before I start getting before I start getting disrespectful, is what he said. Now, somebody had pulled me into a private, so I didn't hear him say, he said that he warned me to get out of his room, but I was in a private chat with somebody. When you're in a private chat on Clubhouse, you're in a private room. You're not in that room anymore. So I'm not hearing nothing he's saying because I'm in a private room with somebody else discussing something. So when I come back to my room, nobody told me that he said he threatened to do all of this stuff. So now I'm just listening. So the next thing I hear him say is she better get out of my room and go worry about them kids while she beating on them kids. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And I was just like, oh, so at the time I had no type of situations going on at all with my children. So I'm like, why would he say that? You know, try to put it out there like I'm a child abuser, you know, and to even play with my kids. I was so livid. So immediately I was like, oh, he want to play? Want to talk about somebody's kids? I said, tell your wife who put these hickeys on my neck. And all of Clubhouse exploded because everybody already assumed and he used to say little things, but nobody.
But then they knew. Yeah.
And they knew about the hickeys because of his dumb butt, you know. So yeah, that was an uproar. He got mad because now at this time his wife be on the app. You know, like he'd call his wife on the app. Every so often his daughter be on the app. So you play with my kids. At this point, I didn't even have no intentions in talking to him anymore after that. That's why I exposed it, because I didn't care. Don't play with my kids.
Y'all the L7 facts.
So
real talk.
We after that happened, YouTube exploded, everything exploded. They started making videos, replaying it. So I blocked him and I went about my business. I had no intention of talking to him anymore. So one day I was at work, I think like 2 days went by, and he calls my phone private because he blocked. And he's like, when I answer, he like, I miss you and I'm sorry. And, you know, for Wack 100, this big, you know, gangster dude that don't bow down to nobody, him telling me he apologized, it did something for me. It moved me, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, you apologize. And I let him right back in. So we was back talking or whatever. And
once you put your fingers in his ass, you should have knew he was a gangster.
He called me.
Once you put 3 fingers, 4 fingers in his ass, you should have knew he was a gangster.
One day he FaceTimed me. As soon as I answered it, he was with a tranny. Yeah.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, so he FaceTimed me. I was taken aback as well. And when I answered the phone, like he had the tranny like standing behind the tranny, and he was like stroking the tranny, like from like leaning over the tranny and stroking him, and he was like sitting the phone down as he's stroking it. Like when I answer, I see him putting the phone down and stroking the tranny. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing at all. And I'm just looking, and he started like having sex with the tranny. And he like, you like this? You like what you see? And I was just like, you know? And he
like, not really, no, I don't.
Yeah.
What the hell am I hearing right now, boy? Yeah.
The tranny, they having sex. He turned around, started kissing the tranny, pulling the tranny hair. And he told the tranny, call him daddy, all of the stuff. Like they doing all this stuff. The tranny started playing in his butt with a toy. They taking turns doing all of this stuff. And I'm just sitting there looking. And if you could go back on like old interviews that I've done.
Why are you screen recording this shit, bitch? Stop lying.
I told people that it was some things that I never had interest in repeating, like I was gonna keep his secrets. Again, further into this conversation, you're gonna understand why I'm not keeping these secrets no more. Yeah, so him and the tranny was playing with toys on each other, you know, and then I hung up the phone, you know, after a while, I hung up the phone. And I didn't call him. It was awkward. I didn't call him. I didn't text him for like some days, you know? Okay. And then finally, he just called me on a regular phone call. And he was just like, what's up with you? You acting weird? And I was like, no. I was like, why would I act weird? He was like, I don't know. Like, you acting weird. I was like, no, I'm not acting weird. He was like, yeah, well, don't, he's like, don't go repeating my business to nobody if you ever want to get on some weird stuff. And I was like, I would never repeat any of your business. You know, I wouldn't do that. Because a lot of conversations we had I felt like a lot of people was unloyal to him, you know, and I didn't want to be one of those loyal people. So I was just like, you know, I wouldn't do that to you, you know? So later on in a bunch of different conversations, like 3 a.m. one night, he talking to me and we having phone sex, not FaceTime sex, but phone sex. And he kind of threw me off because in the middle of phone sex, he started talking, like he asked me to like talk to him and get him going, right? I'm not used to it. So I feel awkward and I really don't know what to say, you know? So then he like, you want me to, I said, yeah, you talk. So he started telling me a story about how he was fucking his auntie. Yeah. So I was aroused at first.
This getting worse by the minute.
When he started talking about how he was like having sex with his auntie, I'm thinking in my head, like, do he really think this is supposed to get me going? Like, it was turning me the F off. Like,
do it,
for real.
Do it.
And he was telling me how he was a little kid and she would,
Nah,
like,
she's too
his mama
retarded
knew
to lie,
about it
man. Everything
because it
she
was his
says
mama's
is
sister. She would go in his room and suck his stuff and make him do stuff to her and, you know, have consensual sex. And I'm just like, whoa. He like, and yeah, I don't like no vagina without no hair on it. I like a grown woman vagina. Yeah, she had it like that. And yeah. And then he was like, it went on for some years. And he said I guess he went to YA and she picked him up from YA. They couldn't wait till they got home. They pulled over on the side of the road, you know, and got busy like that. And then I was like I didn't ask any questions because I didn't want him to feel judged. So I would just listen. And then he later said that when he was younger, his uncle was the one that taught him how to suck dick. Yeah. So I'm
This
just like,
this explains a lot about him.
Yeah. And you know, and these are the things that I was like, I wasn't gonna repeat because I'm like, he was a kid. They took advantage. You know, this is what I was thinking at the time. Like they took advantage of him. You know, I felt sorry for him. And then but later on in our relationship, he basically asked me, he was like, did I want to do a threesome with him? And I was like, I never did a threesome. I don't think I would be okay with that because I'm like, I'm jealous. I might sock the girl, you know, in the middle of she moaned too loud type thing. Yeah. And he was like, man, I ain't talking about that kind of threesome. I'm like, what you mean? And he asked me, did I want to do a threesome with him and the tranny that he made me watch him have sex with? And I was just like, no, I don't like a dick and boobs. Like, I don't want that. And he was just like, you gonna give me what I want. You never give me what I want, you know? And I was like, he like, and he said, that's what you're supposed to do. Give me what I want. And I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I can't do that. Like, I can't bring myself to do it. So he was like, well, what about me, you, and Reek? He wanted me, I'm like, that's a flip session. I don't want to, and Reek is his co-host.
Right. So then that just makes it even worse. Like, golly.
And I'm like, I don't want, because he kept saying, like, I know you and Reek like each other. You know, they already told me y'all used to date. Me and Reek never dated, but on the Clubhouse app, Reek did show interest in me. And, you know, I was open to it for like 2 weeks. We talked on the phone and we both agreed this ain't going nowhere. Let's just stay friends. You know, so we didn't like beef or nothing because all we did was talk. And we agreed that it wasn't nothing. So we just went on about our friendship, you know? So, but he was trying to, I don't know who told Wack anything, if they lied to him or whatever, but he kept trying to make me say that me and Reek had any type of like real relationship. I'm like, no, we didn't. You know, like Reek is not my type. And that's what it came down to, you know? So he was just like, well, why you can't do a threesome with me and Reek? I know y'all messed around. I know you lying because he told me. I'm like, Reek ain't told you nothing like that. He like, yes, he did. X, Y, and Z. So
Yo,
it
Quas,
never went nowhere
Quas,
with the Reek
listen,
situation.
listen,
It
Quas.
was so
This is real quick. Let you listen to this shit. We hear this
so
shit last
private.
time.
Okay,
So
peace to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button, subscribe.
person like period. So he calls my phone and he like, I told you don't play with me. You ain't to be talking to nobody, which threw me for a loop because I'm like, if you're married, I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, you know, making sure I'm doing my own thing. He like, don't no nigga want they bitch to be talking to nobody else and X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, all right. So at that moment, he made it clear to me what we were doing. And so later on in the relationship, he made it very clear because he would let me be on the phone with him while his wife was on the phone. And he was talking to her all kinds of crazy, like on his birthday, April 7th of last year.
Damn, okay.
She threw him a birthday party. And I guess she didn't put no effort into it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was pissed. He was texting me about it, cussing about her, you know, and then he finally called me on the phone. And then I heard her, she comes into the room and she was like, because if you go back and look at his post on Instagram, so at the time, I had no type of situations going on at all with my children. So I'm like, why would he say that? You know, try to put it out, this big, you know, gangster dude that don't bow down to nobody. Him telling me he apologized, it did something for me. It moved me, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, you apologize. And I let him right back in. So we was back talking or whatever. And one day he called me one day he FaceTimed me. As soon as I answered it, he was with a tranny. Yeah.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, so he FaceTimed me. I was taken aback as well. And when I answered the phone, like he had the tranny like standing behind the tranny and he was like stroking the tranny, like from like leaning over the tranny and stroking him. And he was like sitting the phone down as he's stroking it. Like when I answer, I see him putting the phone down and stroking the tranny. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing at all. And I'm just looking and he started like having sex with the tranny. And he like, you like this? You like what you see? And I was just like, you know? And he was
Like, not really. No, I don't.
Yeah. So the tranny, they having sex. He turned around, started kissing the tranny, pulling the tranny hair. And he told the tranny, call him daddy, all of the stuff. Like they doing all this stuff. The tranny started playing in his butt with a toy. They taking turns doing all of this stuff. And I'm just sitting there looking. And if anybody, if you could go back on like
Wack 100
old
did
interviews that I've done, where I told people that it was some things that I never had interest in repeating, like I was gonna keep his secrets. Again, further into this conversation, you're gonna understand why I'm not keeping these secrets no more. Yeah, so him and the tranny was playing with toys on each other, you know, and then I hung up the phone. You know, after a while, I hung up the phone, and I didn't call him. It was awkward. I didn't call him. I didn't text him for like some days, you know. Okay. And then finally, he just called me on a regular phone call, and he was just like, "What's up with you? You acting weird?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "Why would I act weird?" He was like, "I don't know. Like you acting weird." I was like, "No, I'm not acting weird." He was like, "Yeah, well, don't he's like, don't go repeating my business to nobody if you ever want to get on some weird stuff." And I was like, I would never repeat any of your business, you know. I wouldn't do that, because a lot of conversations we had, I felt like a lot of people was unloyal to him, you know, and I didn't want to be one of those unloyal people. So I was just like, you know, I wouldn't do that to you, you know. So later on in a bunch of different conversations, like 3 a.m. one night, he talking to me and we having phone sex, not FaceTime sex, but phone sex. And he kind of threw me off because in the middle of phone sex, he started talking, like he asked me to like talk to him and get him going, right? I'm not used to it. So I feel awkward and I really don't know what to say, you know? So then he like, you want me to? I said, yeah, you talk. So he started telling me a story about how he was fucking his auntie. Yeah. So I was aroused at first.
This getting worse by the minute.
When he started talking about how he was like having sex with his auntie, I'm thinking in my head, like, do he really think this is supposed to get me going? Like, it was turning me the F off, like, for real. And he was telling me how he was a little kid and she would, like, his mama knew about it because it was his mama's sister. She would go in his room and suck his stuff and make him do stuff to her and, you know, have consensual sex.
Look at her name,
And I'm just
Cocktails
like,
with
whoa.
Mika.
He like, yeah, I don't like
This bro.
no vagina without no hair on it. I like a grown woman vagina. Yeah, she had it like that. And yeah. And then he was like, it went on for some years. And he said I guess he went to YA and she picked him up from YA. They couldn't wait till they got home. They pulled over on the side of the road, you know, and got busy like that. And then I was like I didn't ask any questions because I didn't want him to feel judged. So I would just listen. And then he later said that when he was younger, his uncle was the one that taught him how to suck dick.
What?
Yeah.
You heard it.
So I'm
This
just like,
this explains a lot about him.
You see what Ronald Henley put?
yeah.
Ray J's booty
And
band.
you know, and these are the things that I was like, I wasn't gonna repeat because I'm like, he was a kid. They took advantage. You know, this is what I was thinking at the time. Like they took advantage of him. You know, I felt sorry for him. And then but later on in our relationship, he basically asked me, he was like, did I want to do a threesome with him? And I was like, I never did a threesome. I don't think I would be okay with that because I'm like, I'm jealous. I might sock the girl, you know, in the middle of she moaned too loud type thing. Yeah. And he was like, man, I ain't talking about that kind of threesome. I'm like, what you mean? And he asked me, did I want to do a threesome with him and the tranny that he made me watch him have sex with? And I was just like, no, I don't like a dick and boobs. Like, I don't want that. And he was just like, you gonna give me what I want. You never give me what I want, you know? And I was like, he said, that's what you're supposed to do. Give me what I want. And I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I can't do that. Like, I can't bring myself to do it. So he was like, well, what about me, you, and Reek? He wanted me. I'm like, that's a flip session. I don't want to. And Reek is his co-host.
Right. So then that just makes it even worse. Like, golly.
And I'm like, I don't want, because he kept saying, like, I know you and Reek like each other. You know, they already told me y'all used to date. Me and Reek never dated. But on the Clubhouse app, Reek did show interest in me. And, you know, I was open to it for like 2 weeks. We talked on the phone and we both agreed this ain't going nowhere. Let's just stay friends. You know, so we didn't like beef or nothing because all we did was talk. And we agreed that it wasn't nothing. So we just went on about our friendship, you know? So, but he was trying to, I don't know who told Wack anything, if they lied to him or whatever, but he kept trying to make me say that me and Reek had any type of like real relationship. I'm like, no, we didn't. You know, like Reek is not my type. And that's what it came down to, you know? So he was just like, well, why you can't do a threesome with me and Reek? I know y'all messed around. I know you lying because he told me. I'm like, Reek ain't told you nothing like that. He like, yes, he did, X, Y, and Z. So it never went nowhere with the Reek situation. It went more later on. He started asking me to have a threesome with this girl that I call African Nick, and I ain't gonna say her real name, but anybody that know this situation, y'all know who African Nick is. So he wanted me to have a threesome with her. Mind you, this girl's ugly as hell. She got a nice body, but she big, tall, and hooga booga ugly. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing nothing with her. Like, no. And then he was like, "That see, you don't never want to give me what I
Nurse
want."
Nikki.
So then he started asking me, did I make the appointment to get my body done? I'm like, no, I didn't. I wasn't in a rush to do that because I said I wasn't scared, but I kind of was, you know?
Yeah.
So he kept asking me like, man, you better hurry up. You better hurry up because I'm going to be out of town. I guess this is the time him and his wife was supposed to go to China to pick out the stuff for their diaper company. So he was like, you need to hurry up because I'm going to be out of the country. And I just never did it or whatever. And it was this one girl on my Clubhouse stage. I used to tell her everything. So she knew everything about everything that was going on. Me and her fell out. He kind of strategically made us fall out. And he pulled her on his side. Now she's on his team right now. He came to my Clubhouse. He started like nitpicking with me all the time. I think it was because I was telling him no about a lot of stuff. And it kind of messed with his ego. So he would come to the Clubhouse app and pick with me and kind of just literally bother me, you know? And we started like really going back and forth, beefing and exposing stuff. And I had told everybody, I'm like, look, this man want to keep playing. I really have a picture of him because he was trying to tell everybody, oh, I don't mess with her. I never effed with her. Like, don't believe her. She lying. Everybody was calling me a liar. And I allowed them to call me a liar because I'm like, he know what's going on and he better stop playing with me. So I screenshotted the video that I took and I cropped everything out but his butt. And I put it on Instagram. And I said, he better leave me alone. I do have what I say I have. And everybody was like, oh, Mika posted a video, but I cropped it so he could be able to deny it on purpose. It was just really like a warning shot, like, leave me alone, you know, or I'll drop this. And so he was like, oh, shoot, so you really, you know, X, Y, and Z, da-da-da. And I'm like, leave me alone. Stop coming for me. You know, if you want to just stop talking to each other, we're going to stop talking to each other, you know? And he asked me when we started talking again, because I said we was off and on arguing and being cool for almost a year. So one day he asked me, like, do you really, because the girl who I got into it with and went on his team, he asked her, do she really got a video? Because she knew everything. She said, yeah, she do. So me and him started talking again. And now that today I understand that he started talking to me again because he wanted to keep me close to keep things from coming out. When I thought that, because he was telling me we're going to work on our relationship, you know, we're going to try to do better. So I'm thinking that's what we're doing. But really, he just trying to keep me close. So anyway, he asked me to send him what I had. I sent it to him. And when I sent it to him, he was so mad. He was like, I trusted you, you know, you were supposed to be my woman. You were supposed to be my bitch. I was grooming you, you know. He said, now my wife, she could literally sue me and take me for millions if she ever believed anything you're saying. He was like, I can't take you out in public. I can't bring you around my kids, because he had planned on introducing me to his children. And now he can't, because now what his daughter knows is that I'm the side chick that, you know what I'm saying, breaking up the family. Because the little girl didn't know that his wife was actually had a relationship with my homeboy, which I knew this for a fact. She was sending him money in jail, and I was asking him for the receipts because I seen it in his DM. Because at one point I had his passcode to his Instagram, and I seen the wife in there. I just didn't know that was Wack 100's wife. So once I seen what she looked like, I'm like, this the girl, this her Instagram page. She fuck with my friend, and she be sending. I seen the green dots. She was sending him 3,500 here, 5,000 there. She was sending him real money. So I was like, can I screenshot it so I could, you know, slam dunk this fool? He like, nah, Mika, because she's still sending me money. I ain't trying to stop my cash flow, you know. And I understood it.
I understand that. Yeah. So I understand that. Yeah.
So I left it alone. And so Wack got the whole internet calling me a liar. He never did nothing with you. You a liar, Mika. This, and the other. So I was like, okay, whatever. I ain't tripping. So we came back together, started talking again for like the umpteenth time. This time, he's talking different on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he was recording me, but I kind of dismissed it because I was like, I don't care. I'm never going to beef with him again because the first time we beefed, it was so horrible. You know, this dude contacted my kid's dad. He contacted my father. He made a petition to get me fired from my job because I work at Tesla. He was trying to talk about, oh, I know Elon Musk. He don't know Elon Musk. But he was trying to get me fired from my job. Just everything you could think of. It was an ugly fight all over the internet. Oh, and then also I had to bring my business to the app because he kept blackmailing me, talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring this to the app if you don't, you know, try to clean this up and tell them that I did that, you know, that you lied, you ain't never tried to clear it up, you know, for my family and this and this and that. So I told him that I would, because this dude named Doggy Diamonds, I'm pretty sure everybody on YouTube know who Doggy Diamonds is. He wanted to interview me, and I told Wack that I would use that platform to clear up. I was willing to tell everybody I lied, you know, to clean.
Okay.
You know, I was willing to do that.
To clean it up for him, yeah.
Yeah. And so he took that and recorded me and played it on Clubhouse and was like, see, she was going to go on Doggy Diamond's platform and lie. See, she's just a liar. And I'm like, you so dumb, bro. That was you. That was going to be you being able to clear it up. But forget it. So Doggy Diamonds, me and Doggy Diamonds got into it over that or whatever. And then, let me see. So after that, he was, like I said, painting me out to be a liar. And I was just like, all right, bro, it's whatever. And he's like, when we started talking again, he was just like, Mika, but you never tried to clean it up for me. Like, you want me to, because he called my kids, he called my kid's dad. He put it in the air that I tried to set up my child's father. And I have two baby daddies, right? One of them is deceased. He died the day we brought our baby home.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so Wack was trying to insinuate that I set him up and that I was in a new city, new state, hiding out, and I couldn't go back to my neighborhood. That's what he was insinuating. But when my current child's father, his homies heard that, they told him that Wack said I was trying to set him up. And it made a lot of sense because he had just got shot. So now my kid's dad is on my phone talking about, oh, this dude said you tried to set me up. He not listening to me trying to explain he wasn't talking about you or nothing like that. He like, oh, and he's a ignorant game banger. So he on the phone like, put that dude on the phone right now because you know me, it'll be a problem. And he has done things to me before, you know what I'm saying, that I've already expressed publicly. He almost killed me before. So by him telling me to do this type of stuff, you know, I'm just like, let me get this man on the phone before he hurt me, you know? So I call Wack and I'm like, Wack, he's threatening to do this to me because of what you said. Can you please tell him that is not the truth? That's not the truth. Wack like, okay, put the dude on the phone. Mind you, he's recording and I'm not knowing. So when I put my kid's dad on the phone, my kid's dad is just ignorant and going crazy. I'll kill this bee. I'll kill you too. Just a lot of just crazy stuff. And I can say it because the video is literally floating around, you know. So he said all of this stuff, you know. But Wack did tell him, no, she didn't set you up, bro. You know who shot you. You know she ain't set you up. He like, well, did she give you my number? He like, I ain't never had your number. You know, so he did clear it up. But he was recording it
the whole time. Okay.
Yes. So then later on, when me and him beefing again, he plays the audio talking about, oh, Mika baby daddy want to do what to her? Are the kids safe? So now he playing with my kids.
Oh, I thought he gonna record niggas.
Kids taken.
Thank you. So my child's dad seen that. Now me and him is in a custody battle right now today because of that. Yeah. So this is Wack playing game with people's children. So
and your life.
Thank you. Because that's really what it come down to.
It's deeper than just, oh, we slept together, whatever. You trying to get my kids taken, might get me killed, like.
So
okay.
I have my oldest child, the one I told you her dad passed away. So she's 15 and she's grown as hell, not fast, just grown, thinks she could do what she want, you know. So she comes to my house after I told her she was on punishment at 3 o'clock in the daytime. Then she disappears, sneaks out the house, and I don't see her at 9 o'clock p.m. Okay. So when she came in the house, you goddamn right, I got a belt and I whipped her little ass. Even though she was 15, I used the belt because I needed to remind her, you are a child, you know? So she was mad that she got a whooping and she called the police. She calls the police, and this is related to this, so I have to tell you this. I know it seemed like off the wall, like, why is she telling me this? But so she calls the police, right? She leaves the house at 2 in the morning and calls the police. I whooped her at 9. She snuck out the house at like 2 in the morning when I'm asleep, and she goes to the neighbor house and calls the police. Mind you, the reason why she's on punishment is because she had a fight at school and 2 girls jumped her, but she started it. That's why she on punishment. And they jumped her, kicked her in her eye swollen. But when she goes to the neighbor, she tells the neighbor, oh yeah, I don't want to go back to my mama's house. I just need to stay away for a couple of days. The neighbor like, well, what happened to your eye? She gonna say, my mama did it.
Damn.
So she says, my mama did it. And the neighbor like, well, I need to call the police if your mother did this. And my daughter like, no, don't call the police. I just want to be gone for a little while. The lady called the police anyway, which, I mean, I think anybody would have.
Anybody would have, yeah.
So she calls the police come to my house, and the police asked me what happened. I tell the truth. I whipped her little ass. She was being grown, because it's not illegal in my state to whip your child with a belt. You just can't leave no marks. But my daughter told the police, she came back down now. She didn't already told the lady that I did that to her eye. So right then, the police take me to jail, because I admitted to whooping her, and she got that eye. So now
they think you hit her in the eye. So damn.
So I go to jail, and while I'm in jail, guess who the first person I call? Wack 100. He's recording the phone call from jail. Ain't that some sucky shit? So he records the phone call of me calling him, and it sounds so crazy. I'm sad and stuff, telling him everything that happened on the audio. And he like, okay, call your dad, you know, see if you got a bail. I didn't have no bail because it's my first time being in trouble in like 20 years, you know? Mm-hmm. So he's calling my dad and stuff, keeping in contact with my dad, like, let me know as soon as she get a bail, I'm gonna bail her out, X, Y, and Z. I wound up not getting a bail because the judge was like, it's not that serious, you're eligible for OR. So I get OR. And the judge said, if it was that serious, he would have gave me a bail. Okay. But he gave me an OR. So I get out, I come home. I'm not knowing this man recorded me. None of that. Now he blackmailing me, like I said. He like, oh, if you don't be quiet, if you don't do this and this next. So now he feel like he got something to control that video from coming out. So he like, oh yeah, you better be quiet because they'll get your mugshot. They got your name, this and this and that. Mind you, the mugshot is ugly as hell. So I just got tired of him blackmailing me. So we was on the phone, we arguing. I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, F you, bro. I get off the phone. I immediately go to Clubhouse. I open the room and I'm like, can't nobody tell my story better than me.
Boom. Yes.
You know? So I emailed him. I went on Clubhouse and told everybody my whole story. I told him I got a mugshot out there. It's ugly as hell. You can go look at it. You know, this what happened, X, Y, and Z. So he comes into the room mad that I'm getting in front of my own story. And he started going off. And I'm like, why are you mad? We're not even talking about you in this room. We're talking about me. And he said, yeah, you said it, but you didn't say it the way I'm going to say it. And then he goes and makes his own room and trolls me and like basically say everything that I
People really
said,
do that.
but because he has a louder voice than me, it looks like he's exposing me when I already exposed myself.
Exactly.
So now all these people are running around with my mugshot. All of YouTube have mugshots up. Mind you, he controls most of the little YouTubers. So he'll call the YouTubers to his room and say, title your video this, use this picture, and da-da-da. That's how he's able to put a certain narrative all over YouTube. That's why it looked like he controls the algorithm, you know? So anyways, he did that. That was horrible for me because I'm like, I got kids that be on YouTube, bro. That's not cool, you know? And my kids know I have a channel. My channel pops up in their feed sometime, you know? And if you type in Mika, I come up with all of his negative stuff. So for me, it's harassment, you know what I'm saying? And it's not fair because you're only doing it because you're mad for whatever reason. So from there, he started, I said, okay, whatever, you're gonna keep playing, you know, and everybody kept saying, Mika, drop the video, drop the video. Mind you, I never dropped the video.
Yeah. Yo, Cross. Mac
Yeah,
Miller.
that's nuts, yo. Like, I mean, that's kind of, man, I'm lost to words, yo. This the first time I'm lost to words.
Yeah.
This shit is way, I mean, it's not, maybe that's, you know what? I mean, it's weird to say it. Maybe that's why that nigga keep talking about these sex tapes. Because this nigga might have something on a lot of niggas. He might have been, listen, bro. Bro, if he did that with because if he did that with he did that with a female, and she said in the video he had a thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm being politically, I'm trying to be politically correct.
Trans Am.
Yeah, Trans Am. Yeah, because yeah, so you got a Trans Am, and you don't put the rims on it and put the tint on it and got it painted and shit, and you want everybody else to like your ride. Everybody don't like your ride. Yeah, got candy paint all over it, dog.
That shit turn colors in the daytime when the sun hit it.
Yep.
Yo, Cross, you heard me? That shit that turn colors in the daytime when the sun hit it.
I
don't know.
Cross. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you.
Trans Am to turn colors in the daytime when the sun hit it.
Man, like I'm telling you, you know that flip flop. That's that candy painted flip flop. Yeah, he got he done got about 3-4 coats on that thing, don't he? That's that candy paint. Yeah, that dude right there, man. That dude right there is something else.
He's a degenerate.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. I respect what he's saying, but my thing, here's the question I got for you, all right? So that being said, does she have, I mean, she on here talking, but you know how nowadays it is. One, this the fucked up part. Being in the industry now, even if she came out, all right, and said that, it ain't gonna do no bit of a good, dog. Number two is if she had to backfire on him and she had a video, like he claimed he got all these videos, you know what I mean? Maybe that would get it. But her saying it, it's wild what she's saying. But ain't no other proof but that video though.
Yeah. This nigga said he watched the Nipsey Hussle tape 99 times.
He did 199 times, bro. 199 times he watching that.
Yeah, he was infatuated with him. He was turned on by it, or might not have been. It could have been the.
Could have been a lookalike. Right.
Say what now?
Nipsey has a tall, light skin with long hair.
Yep.
Right.
That's crazy. So she said that his uncle violated him a long time ago. And she said she felt bad for him that he had got violated. But then he steady want to get violated. You can't be mad at nobody for that. Goddamn, dog. One, okay, you got violated, but they ain't violated no more. It's fun now. That nigga was on some fun shit. That was some different. That's different, bro. Like Man, but you know what?
Outside Campbell was having a 69.
And she stayed talking to him. So he was messing with the kid with the rainbow hair too.
Yeah, you know what? He might have had, but no, that's real. Because you know what? They also say that, when you get that much money, I've heard your boy with the rainbow hair say it off the rip. You make that much.
Yo,
cut off cross.
Ones come out. Think about it. Him, Ray J, all them, they all cool. People don't forget. I always looked at the story. Remember the story, like people fail to realize the true story. Like think about it with Dr. Dre, right? When he met Game, right? People fail to realize Game used to be a stripper at his mama's strip club, right? A private stripper. So then all of a sudden, now people don't know the story. He said it on
Mama
North.
and his pops.
Listen, he started off, and this is what he ended up doing. He started off, and then he was stripping, right? After he got done stripping, guess who came and picked him up and brought him to his house? And he was staying there, for 2 years? That was Puffy. But Puffy would never sign a deal with him. And Puffy finally told him, I'm just going to send you over there with Dre. And remember, he said Dre came looking for him. And I always want to know, I'm like, why would Dr. Dre come looking for a nigga that never did a song ever in life?
Oh, he's an industry blade.
Yeah. Think about it. It's no different than your boy YK. It's no different. The Game was the first one. Think about it. He lived with Diddy, and he said he kept asking Diddy, when am I going to do it? He said Diddy was flying him out. He was going all over. He's buying him this, buying him that. He said, and then all of a sudden he asked him one day, man, I want to rap. And then you know what Puff said? Man, I'm gonna go ahead and send you back over there with Dre. And remember, Dre came looking for him twice. And he kept saying, why Dre looking for me? He said he went in there one day, and then he tell the story. He said he seen women that this is what he said. You got to listen to the word. I seen women that I never seen before in my life. They were different, exotic women, beautiful, exotic women. And he said after that one day, he signed it. He said, listen, he signed signed the Dre and them to Aftermath. And then that's when Dre told 50 to write that song for him, to give him them songs. He the only artist that came on Aftermath and was able to get the top 2 songs from an artist by Dre. I'm just saying, that shit sounds, when you start looking at it like that.
Yeah, that shit sounds suspect. But you gotta remember when you see Game on Change of Heart. Nigga had a butterfly on his eye.
He got played. Mm-hmm. I think he was an industry. I think he could get shuffled around. I really do think that, because it's no different than what these niggas is doing now.
Cancel time, gangsters.
Yeah. Like now when I watch these videos and I see these niggas in the studio, and it'd be like 12, 13 niggas, and it'd be like 7 of them with their shirt off, and they'd be sweating and smoking. And I'd be like, man, what is going on? What are females at? They ain't even got none of that. They don't got none of that no more.
No females at all in the studio.
Nah, not no more. Just perk, lean, liquor, weed.
Game is a weirdo anyways. You remember his whole thing about Olivia's a man. Like, what the hell is that about? Like, he's a weirdo.
We all know Olivia's not a man.
Exactly, so I don't know.
Nah, I just think
like that stupid shit.
I think like you said,
like a dumbass nigga, bro.
Yeah, at the end of the day, bro, I think that my man, if I was them, if she telling the story like she telling that he was able to do that and he's still around, man, I'd leave that nigga alone, man. That nigga knows something. I think a lot of people might not want him to talk. He talk already. Just imagine what he really want to tell. If he willing to tell stuff like that and knowing that he been in compromised position, I think he actually did that. So therefore, when she put the shit out, now he don't feel bad. Ain't nobody gonna question him.
Real Chester's like.
Who gonna question him?
Man.
He already managed a rap. He managed a dude that got charged with, allegedly being with a president his girl Game did. Remember they said
He's
Leslie
rapping
got
Big
away.
Face 100's life.
Yeah,
Big
he
Face
got that
already
one chick.
exposed him. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he got that one chick pregnant that time. That the other
That
overseas.
14-year-old chick overseas, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So, man, it's a lot of shit that they do, man, and you don't hear nothing about it.
Yeah, what
I
happened
think,
to that? He had to
I
pay her
think,
off or something like that, huh? That's what happened.
yeah.
But,
And then you remember he had the
overseas, they don't got no age limit like that a lot of
right,
times.
right.
What? 14?
No,
Yeah.
man.
Damn.
Yeah.
In Europe,
You
yeah.
gotta remember, a lot of them go over there. Think about them artists go over there, and them people starstruck or somebody mama see them, and then they like, yeah, they ain't gonna tell them artists, hey, you can't. My daughter ain't gonna go back there with you. That's what I be thinking. Like, damn, bro, like these are just artists. These just regular people, and these parents
Right.
be just willing to let their kids go backstage and all that shit. I don't know, man. I think
Yo,
that's
man.
crazy though. I can't believe your boy pulled like he had a Trans Am and he pulled that motherfucker out in front of another female. And then he said that one story about that's why I said the one story about his aunt, basically his aunt. What did you say? His aunt, he smashed his aunt?
On his way back to YA, youth authorities.
That's crazy. Wack 100, yeah, that's some.
And they said his uncle told him how to have oral sex with men.
Yeah, he said his uncle showed
What
him
the
how to,
hell?
yeah. Y'all,
That's
I
crazy.
don't know, bro. That's kind of hard. Y'all believe that, bro? That shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. She talking a lot, bro. Where's the audio? We need some proof, y'all. Not proof far as that, but I'm saying like, did she catch him on the audio saying that? Or?
Yeah.
She a dumb ditzy broad, man. I'm pretty
This is,
sure.
bro. She probably didn't think about recording on audio. She thought about recording that day in the room because the compromise position was in. But after he probably gassed up and shit like that, she probably like, oh, he really loved me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be too.
It's a lot of bros out there that mess with men that like fingers and toys in their asses and
Yeah, 3-finger money and all that.
three for money and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't realize it's weird till after they say it to one of their friends and say, they're like, yo, for real? That nigga really like that shit?
Yeah, and why? And why? And goddamn. She said, and what she said, he was standing in front of the Trans Am, and then he started doing that in front of her and asked her, did she like it? Like, oh, why would she like that, bro? And he probably do a lot of them like that.
But you know what? I really thought she liked that because she played his buttocks.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is maybe the fact that she did that he like, okay, well, she game. You know, like they say in the industry, okay, hey, here go this dress, put this dress on. Or when you in there, you got a hairstylist or you got a person that's your stylist that's a dude that's kind of, whatever. And then boom, he sit there joking. Next thing you know, they saying, okay, he ready or she ready. Because when he did that, he probably thought, oh yeah, she loved me. to do something like that, she really liked it.
Yeah. Facts. Hey yo, Mac, what you got in the background, man?
Mac be having all types of stuff going on.
Oh, my bad. I'm watching the basketball game. My bad.
No, man.
Let me put this stuff. My bad.
That boy Mac be on everything.
Yeah.
My bad.
Got a game on, yeah, music going.
Part itself. You already know.
Yeah, but yo, this was a good live, y'all. I'm glad we was able to do this shit, man.
So when did you come out with this, boy?
Like 3 weeks ago.
Wow. And see why there's no traction.
He's still running his mouth out there. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on.
Something ain't right. It's almost like his book about that. My thing is, all it takes is for a person nowadays to say, "So what? I did it. So what? I don't care." right? And they're like, well, I guess he did. And the problem is people attention span too short. They on to the next
Right.
thing. After 2-3 days, that's why they say now in the internet world, wait 72 hours and it'll go away.
Niggas still gonna want to do business with Wack. And that shit's whack.
Man.
You know what I mean?
But so yeah, yo, I'm about to end this, man. I did 3 hours back to back. Yo. This is the king of
You did your thing. You did your thing, God.
Yeah. It's a good day.
King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV. We bully the bullies. I'm the honorable host, born divine almighty Allah. Yo, check this out. We ain't no blood, so no crits. We doing our own thing. BTBTV that started his own game. And nigga, what?
Nigga, what?
I got Cross, aka the plug in the Big Mac Mizzle. Yo, we did it like that, man. Yo, I'ma holler at y'all niggas another day. This is peace. Yo, we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.